Hey guys, Ramblin' Man Moto here. We've got a brief opening where the temperature is like 48 to 50 degrees with the wind blowing. It says it feels like 41 to 39 out here, I think it said. You can, well, I guess you can't see in this picture, I'm not sure, but we still have got snow on the ground, so it hasn't all melted. Most of the roads are clear. I don't think, hopefully there's any icy patches. But I'm probably going to stick to the main roads for the most part. But I want to get out and test this Mean City cycle seat a little bit beyond sitting in the garage like I've been doing, trying to see how it feels. So let's hit the road. All right, guys, Ramblin' Man is on the road with the first ride with the Mean City Cycles double memory foam seat. Riding in about 48-degree weather. I've read on some forums where people commented about the temperature with some of these foam seats matters, but colder being not as good. You can still see some snow on the ground out here, and my own driveway still had patches of a melting snow that's going to refreeze when it gets down at night. I am very low on fuel, so I'm headed directly to the closest gas station and hope I'm going to be fine getting there. I had some lower grade fuel at the house, but really just didn't want to put that in if I didn't have to. So I'm going to take my chance here. I think I should have enough. So, you know, like with the windshield project and the exhaust project, when I put in baffles and stuff, any project where there's like a couple weeks in the before and after, I forget what version 1.0 felt like. But on this project, you know, the seat, you make an appointment to ship your seat in. I shipped my seat in with plenty of time to spare, hoping maybe they'd get to it early, but no big deal. If not, they did it the day they promised, shipped out that day. I got it 2 days later back, but this has been the first day I've been out to actually get out and ride on it. And you know, I tried Mean City because the Ultimate seat sat me too high, Corbin set me too back, Ultimate was actually too high and too forward, and I liked the stock position of the Indian seat. I just didn't like, it wasn't comfortable. So I am still in the stock position, I feel like, so that's good. And the Mean City Cycles guys, you know, tailor this a little bit to your, or maybe more than a little bit, I don't know, but tailor it to your input. And I had said, hey, I like the stock position, let's do the double memory foam and keep it there if we can. And they said that was no problem. And you know, it's hard to tell on a short ride if this is feeling better or worse, but I'm not sliding around. I don't feel like there's any hard spots right now. It's not hard like a Corbin hard, and I like Corbin, so I'm not being critical of the Corbin, but the Corbin's, you know, the Ultimate seat is very comfortable, very cushy. The Corbin seat goes about it in a different way and is very firm, but I liked it. I liked the Ultimate, I just didn't like being up and forward. But this is I don't know, kind of maybe in between. I'm also wearing, you know, of course, my riding pants, and underneath them I have a base layer which has its own little cushy impact. So I've got some additional padding on that I wouldn't have in warmer weather, so that's influencing how things feel a little bit as well. But I really need like 30 to 40 minutes of riding
or maybe 15 to 20 would be enough to tell if this is going to be an improvement. I can touch the ground with both feet, so that hasn't changed from the stock position. You know, there's some of this new padding is exposed underneath the seat just a little, and I'm trying to make sure I'm not biased in favor of this idea. Like, I'm really trying to be neutral, but I seem to recall that when you looked at the previous foam, it was pretty thin, almost like one of these little eggshell sort of things you would get for underneath your mattress, except it was like the thin, cheap type, whereas what's in there now seems to feel a little thicker. All this sand and dirt out here. They pre-treated the roads out here. I'm gonna limp into this gas station and get some fuel. They ran out of fuel at one point over the winter. I'm hoping that's not going to happen today. Prefer to come in the other way here, but I guess I'm going to do this way. $167.9. $4.2. Alright guys, we're on the road. I'm gonna stick to the main road and take this on a little ride today. Not a long ride. So I gotta put some miles under me. Let's see, I'm also gonna record. It wants an 800 to 1,000 mile break-in, and I am putting the seat on at 12,406 miles. I filled it up. I'm waiting for this to get to full. So, getting back to the Mean City Cycle seat, most of the reviews I saw were positive. Like everything, in advance, I did see some negative reviews that said it was worthless, didn't do anything, they couldn't tell any difference from stock. Or semi-positive were, well, it helped a little that instead of going numb in 30 to 40 minutes, I can make it to an hour. That was some of the feedback I saw. And other people were like, wish I would have done it sooner. Fantastic. So we'll see. I have high hopes, and I don't want to think about what I'm going to do if this doesn't help, because I don't have many options left. I did see somebody on the Ultimate said they ordered the tall boy, and that put them in the stock position. And that would probably do it for me in terms of how much it pushed me forward before. But I still have the issue that it takes me up, and I don't really want to go up. But given how comfortable the seat otherwise has been for me, that may be the route I go. And I'll just have to deal with being higher, even though to me, it kind of ruins the feel of the bike a little bit, right? Like, I like this low center of gravity feel that this bike had. One thing I've noticed with the Corbin and with the stock seat is that when I first sit on the bike, there's times I feel like I'm sitting on the back of the seat, like the rim that's up. And my wife, when she was taking some measurements for me, agreed with that. particularly on the stock seat. She said, you know, the Corbins and the Ultimate in particular, the Ultimate almost feels like its own little small backrest, whereas the stock seat has a little bit of a slant, I think, to it. The Mean City folks want you to have a 800 to 1,000 mile break-in period. So I'll keep that in mind. Looks like we're slowly getting up to the full meter. It's still not on full. The other thing I'm gonna have to test is this backrest I bought, which was the aftermarket cheap one. I've got it in the saddlebag, but I don't have it. I've got the bracket. So the seat, of course, I still worked with that bracket because Mean City doesn't really change anything with the platform of the seat. So I don't really have a whole lot of observations about this seat. Like, I'm not thinking it's good or bad, which is, I mean, I'm fine with that. Like, if I'm not thinking about the seat, that's good. But as I sit here and try to think about the seat, there's no complaints. I'll say it like that. All right, so, you know, I don't know how long I've been riding, but let's say 10 or 15 minutes. Like, on one of the videos I made, I could even start to feel after that time that the seat was starting to hurt. And so far, so good. There's a school down the road this way. I think I'm gonna pull over there and put the backrest on. See how that feels, because my back, man, it's just starting to hurt quickly. You know, I am wearing extra clothing, so I've got some cushion there with the base layer. And, you know, I really need a longer ride, you know, for sure. But with this cold weather, I'm not going to be out long today. Not because it's cold as much as the snow on the ground is melting. And it's so much sand and dirt out here. And stuff's going to refreeze soon. But so far, I haven't. It's neutral, and neutral to me is good. Like I can't say for sure that, hey, it's completely solved everything, because I've only been out for a little bit. But I can get my feet down. I feel like I'm in stock position. It's 20 minutes or so in, and I'm not feeling like I'm hurting yet. There's no sore points that I can feel yet. And they tell you it's 800 to 1,000 mile, which I'm always curious about that. Whether that's just to buy them time to so people don't call the next day and say it didn't work, or if it really takes that long. I guess Corbin says the same thing. My Corbins instantly felt better to me compared to stock, but they have a totally different feel about them. But not on the Springfield, man. I didn't like the one for the Springfield at all. But for my Scout and the Super Chief, really do like them. I'm going to turn around here and put the backrest in. Alright guys, I'm going to take a pause here and put this backrest in. If you want to see what that seat looks like, there ain't much to see different because it's just the stock seat. That's what this side looks like. Alright, this is, I've forgotten the name of the brand of this company, but this was the aftermarket backrest. Can't remember. Let's see. It's not adjustable. I remember that. I mean, that definitely feels firmer. I could have probably gone for more back here. I don't know what that would have done to the overall feel, though. Right in there. Again, I could be wrong, but I think it feels firmer. All right, we're going to go back out. Now that backrest definitely changes things because I can't slump I was probably slumping before. So one other thing I'll mention is on the seat, I don't have the right seat bolt in because I could not get the bolt in. And I'm going to work on that later. I'm not sure if I'm going to pay my buddy to help me or if I may order my own tap and die set. So I've got the backrest in, and I noticed it moved backwards just a little bit. It makes me wonder if I got it in the correct position, but I would think there's only one way that could go in. And again, so far so good. The one thing that I wish I felt was that I think it's the Corbin that feels like it has a built-in backrest almost, with the support you get with the design of the seat. I think the Ultimate felt that way as well for that part, whereas the stock seat, I can't remember, but you know, I think it doesn't feel that way now. Like I'd need this backrest, and I wonder if I send it back to Main City, could they put a little more foam in that middle piece? Unfortunately, this backrest is not adjustable either forward and rear or height. You just stick it in and that's what you got. But it costs a fraction of the Indian model, and you know, as long as I hope to keep this bike, but even that gets fickle. But there's a new bike I want. You'd think I would spring for the Indian brand that might be a little better, but I'm not right now. I don't remember the exact cost, so I might put it up here, but I remember thinking I'm not paying that for the backrest. Plus, I'm debating my whole setup here, which seat I was going to use. So I didn't want to go in with both feet on the Indian seat if I might end up switching again. And I'm going to go back and look at the timestamps down here and see about my riding time. But so far, I feel like I'm feeling still pretty good with this seat. All right, guys, Rambling Man here. Forgive the helmet head look. So I'm back from that ride. I'll compare the timestamp and maybe put it here in the text of how long I was out riding. But basically, the Main City cycle seat didn't give me any problems while I was out. And one of these videos I made right before I bought the seat, I think it was like 15-20 minutes in, you know, with the stock seat, my butt was hurting. Again, I'll put the time here of how long I've been out. Not nearly long enough to say, hey, it's a full ride and, you know, I went hours, because that's not what I did. It's probably going to be in the 20-minute to 30-minute range that I've been out riding. I'll double check and put it here. The things I like about the Main City setup so far is I can still touch both feet to the ground. I feel like I'm in the stock position. That was important to me. Their service was great. They delivered the day they said they would. They shipped it quickly and economically. It cost me a lot less, their shipping to me, than it cost me to get it to them. I wish somehow they could find a way to let us benefit from their pricing when we ship them the seat. Man, that would be a huge savings, I'm sure, for all of us. It cost me about $78 to ship the seat to them, and it cost me about $37 for them to ship it back. So, you know, I don't know if there's a way that they can offer, like, say, free shipping to them, but, you know, then work it into the price of the product. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming. So that's all good stuff. Their service has been good. I wish I had mentioned to them about maybe adding a little more back support into the part of the seat that is the middle and the back area. I was not sure they could have done anything with it. And if I do happen to send it back to Main City after the 800 to 1,000 mile break-in, I don't know, maybe that's something I'll mention to them. You know, on the Ultimate seat and the and other seats I've read about, but definitely the Ultimate, one of the reasons your feet don't touch the ground is that it adds this extra padding down in the around at your legs, so it pushes your legs out. So you've got this little arc. It's not a problem when you're going down the road. It's a problem at a stop. And for this Main City seat, you know, I'm not experiencing that. In fact, my knees are slightly bent, and I've got both feet down on the ground right now, just like I would with a stock seat. So anyhow, I consider this first test a success and a pass. I'll feel a lot better when the warmer weather gets here and I'm stripped down. I tend to wear all the safety gear, but I don't have the base layer when the weather is warmer that has its own little cushion. Plus, I want to ride like on a full tank of gas. I'd love to just do a whole ride, and then I could get a better feel for it. But so far, I feel like this has surpassed what I would have done with the stock seat before Mean City, okay? That's kind of where I'm at. To me, it's a positive so far, and I'll keep you updated as I do longer rides, all right? See you on the road.